And today is a WRAL weather alert day. We have steady and heavy rain coming down. We'll talk about how much we'll see before it's all over.
Also, rain on the roads. The WRAL storm tracker is out this morning. Keeping an eye on conditions as you start your day. What you need to know before you head out. Also, parade security. The Carolina Hurricanes' big championship celebration happening tomorrow. How Raleigh is preparing to protect tens of thousands of people expected in the downtown area. We're following all those stories and more, plus your morning commute. WRAL News at 8 starts in about 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us here on WRAL News on Fox 50 on this very rainy Juneteenth. I'm Kirsten Clark.
And I'm Ken Smith. We're getting that much-needed soaking rain that we've been wanting. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking it all for us.
Oh, yeah, so thankful for this big soaking rain that we have. This is a combination of a cold front and the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur from earlier in the week, working to bring us this nice steady rain. This is unusual for a summer pattern. Typically, summer brings a line of thunderstorms and the rain moves in and dumps a lot of rain but moves out really quickly, and it's just not very beneficial. But this has been wonderful. We are beginning to see the back edge of it now, though. It's pretty much over north of I-85, but some areas who haven't seen a whole lot of rain yet is starting to see that filling in. It's raining pretty heavily across most of Wake County right now, and then down around Smithfield toward Goldsboro, up toward Wilson and Rocky Mount. But again, starting to see it tapering off north of Durham. It will continue to move off to the east, ending by around lunchtime, with maybe an isolated shower around the evening commute. So we'll still see some periods of some steady to heavy rain for the next several hours, creating some issues on the roads. You may need a little extra time to get around. Coming down pretty steadily in Franklinton right now, 70s the dew point, so a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and our temperatures are currently in the low 70s heading out the door. It'll be cooler than yesterday with this front coming through. Highs will be in the upper 80s. We'll begin to dry out, and we're looking forward to tomorrow. So many of us will be out covering the Canes Championship Parade on Saturday. We'll see a high of 90, but we'll talk about what it will feel like if you're lining the parade route early. Coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, checking the morning commute at this hour because of these wet road conditions. We have the WRAL Storm Tracker out this morning. Let's check in with Kelsey Coffey. Kelsey, you've been on the road since 4:30, letting people know what to expect. What are you seeing right now?
Ken, now we're on a secondary road in the northern part of Wake County. Let's go ahead and show you a live look now at road conditions, because we know that a lot of folks will be headed out to work on a route like this one. You can see really, really wet roads here. We may be able to even show you from a different perspective just how wet these roads are. So you want to make sure that you give yourself a little bit of extra time as you head out on your morning commute. We've even noticed some drivers turning on their hazard lights while we were on the highway. So just be careful out there if you do have to head out this morning. We know that we need this rain here, but I tell you, it's really making for a messy commute. Ken, what else can you tell folks before they head out this morning?
Well, I'm glad to see you on those secondary roads, letting people know what's going on. We'll let people know what's going on some of the major routes, including right here at I-40 and White Oak Road. There was a crash here about an hour ago. It has completely cleared, so those westbound lanes are completely free and clear this morning. Traffic flowing at a nice steady clip in all directions. So right now, if we widen out the view, give you a look at some of the drive times coming in. Right now, you're looking at just a 2-minute delay coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area, from Nidale, a 3-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. And similarly, if you're coming in from Apex, you're coming east on I-40 eastbound out of Durham this morning, you're just looking at a 2-minute delay as well. And similarly, we're picking up very little to no delays on those major routes heading into Durham, short of a 2-minute delay if you're on Highway 98 coming out of Wake Forest headed to Durham this morning. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. We're staying on top of breaking news in Raleigh this morning. A person was sent to the hospital after an overnight shooting. You're looking at video from the scene on Capitol Boulevard in Raleigh around midnight. This happened near Calvary Drive and North New Hope Road, and police say the victim is expected to be okay, and there is still no word on a possible suspect. Police say they don't believe there is any threat to the public. Well, the Carolina Hurricanes Championship Parade is tomorrow. Around tens of thousands of people are expected to be in Raleigh for the big celebration. That's why WRAL's Monica Casey is live in Raleigh this morning. And Monica, security is at top of mind for city officials and police.
It is, and that's because city officials say this will be the biggest event in Raleigh's history. They are expecting at least 100,000 Canes fans to pack into downtown to celebrate the team. It's not just Wake County residents either, or even Triangle residents. Amtrak trains from Greensboro and Charlotte are already sold out. With an event this big, security is important. A consultant gave a heads up on what you'll see at the parade.
Going to have a lot of support, things like you'll never see before, drones in the air. You'll see a lot of canine dog bomb suite support going on. You'll see things that's happening behind the scenes that really the public is not aware of.
The city is asking you to make sure to stay behind barriers, keep a safe distance from floats and vehicles, and know where the first aid stations are, along with how you are going to exit the parade. It's also a good idea to have a backup plan on meeting up with your group, because sometimes at these large events, cell service can be a little spotty. Live in Raleigh, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
Monica, thank you. And let's take a look at the championship parade route for this Saturday. It'll go down Hillsborough Street, swing by the state capitol, and then go down Fayetteville Street. The parade ends at Davie Street, and a fan rally will happen after the parade in City Plaza. And of course, you can count on WRAL for live team coverage of the Big Canes Parade. We'll have more than a dozen crews in downtown Raleigh, so you can see every single angle of the celebrations. Our coverage starts at 10:30 in the morning, with the parade kicking off at 11. We'll carry the entire event live, including a fan rally in City Plaza. And you can watch it all on WRAL, on air and online.
We want to turn our attention now to the war on Iran. Vice President J.D. Vance's planned trip to Switzerland postponed. Vice President Vance was expected to be there to sign the Memorandum of Understanding between the United States and Iran. Vance was set to leave last night. The White House says the trip was canceled due to unresolved logistics for the next phase of negotiations to finalize that peace agreement. The Vice President says the timing of the ceremony is now unclear.
Our plan is to go to Switzerland. I don't know exactly when. We think these technical negotiations are going to start sometime this weekend. That's still the plan, but that could change because it's not an easy country, Iran, to get out of, and so we're trying to figure out exactly when that's going to happen. I suspect this weekend, but I'm not sure.
Well, President Trump already signed that Memorandum of Understanding, as well as Iran's president as well. The agreement triggers 60 days of negotiations toward a final peace agreement. Well, the national average for gas down to $3.97 this morning. That's the lowest it's been in almost 3 months. In Raleigh, that average is $3.59. And in the Durham-Chapel Hill area, drivers will be paying $3.75.
A developing story in eastern North Carolina. Today, the Lenoir County Sheriff's Office will hold a news conference about the beating of a teen that was all caught on video. 2 men and a teenager are facing charges, and we will not show the video, but this is an image taken from that video here. Ashton Clark and Landon Harris have both been charged. Clark is charged with felony assault by strangulation and conspiracy, while Harris has been charged with cyberbullying and conspiracy. Deputies have not identified the teen who was attacked or provided an update on their condition.
Well, Team USA is back in action today at the FIFA World Cup, and there are plenty of watch parties happening all across the Triangle. The Rialto Theater loud during the Canes Championship run, and it will be the same today as the USA plays Australia. The theater wants fans to wear denim, turning back the clock to the last time the U.S. hosted the World Cup back in 1994. The doors open at 2 o'clock this afternoon ahead of the 3 p.m. kickoff. Admission is free, but you do need to RSVP. Well, you can also catch the game at Wake Met Soccer Park in Cary. Gates open there at 2 o'clock this afternoon as well. There will be pre-game entertainment. Admission here again is free, but a ticket is required. A full list of watch parties all across our viewing area can be found on WRAL.com. So if you can't make it to any of those watch parties, we've got you covered right here on Fox 50. After that, you can catch Scotland against Morocco at 6 this evening. And then at 8 o'clock, it will be Brazil against Haiti.
Well, today is Juneteenth, and the holiday commemorates the day enslaved people in Texas were told they were free. 2 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, and people across the country and the Triangle will be celebrating throughout the weekend. Tomorrow, Dix Park will host the annual Capital City Juneteenth celebration. People can bring lawn chairs and blankets and enjoy an afternoon of entertainment, food, and kids' activities. The city of Raleigh is expecting anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 people to attend.
I think that being really rooted in the community has been one of the things that has made this event really successful. And I think folks just love coming out to the park to celebrate. So it's a win-win.
The celebration kicks off at 2 p.m. and lasts until 6, and our very own Ken Smith will be emceeing that event. WRAL is the official media partner of the Capital City Juneteenth celebration. And still ahead, in less than 10 minutes, we'll take a closer look at other Juneteenth celebrations happening this weekend and out and about.
Well, time now 8:11, dedicated to each other and the Canes, a Triangle couple pushing back their wedding so they can go to the championship parade tomorrow. Why, they say this is a full circle moment for their relationship. Also, budgeting for baseball. State lawmakers could move hundreds of millions of dollars to help bring an MLB team to the Triangle. What we know about the most recent push to bring the major leagues to Raleigh.
Steady beneficial rain falling across our area right now, but we've seen the back edge of it move past I-85. We'll continue to have rain across our area for the next couple of hours. I'll let you know how much we've seen coming up. 8:14 on this weather alert day, and we're definitely looking at a messy commute this morning. We do have showers, and of course, we had a few thunderstorms earlier. It's mostly just some really nice, steady rain out there right now. And as this moves out later this afternoon, it's going to feel comfortable. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s, and then we're really excited for the Canes celebration championship parade tomorrow. It looks like the weather is going to be good. Here's what's happening right now: that we have the stationary front interacting with this low, which is the remnants of Arthur, and that's been bringing us some rain all morning. But look at this. The back edge of it is just north of Durham, and that's the end of it. I mean, you know, it'd be maybe kind of nice to see it a little bit longer. But the heaviest rain is from Raleigh eastward along the I-95 corridor, where we just haven't seen a whole lot yet. But coming up, I'm going to show you how much rain we've seen so far and how much more there is to come. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now, keeping an eye on the wet road conditions on a couple of our major routes. Let's start with this live look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. These are the westbound lanes coming toward us this morning at the that southern loop of the Beltline, moving at a nice steady clip to the east of Raleigh. Let's check out I-87 at Smithfield Road. These are the southbound lanes coming in. And the good news is many of you have been very careful this morning. Just take it easy, which is great news because that will help everybody get to their destinations. We're picking up very little to no delays on most of our major routes coming in from Wake Forest, Nidell, even the Garner-Johnston County area at this hour.
All right, Ken, thank you. How badly do you want to be at tomorrow's Canes Championship Parade? Well, one Raleigh couple wanted it enough to postpone their wedding by 5 hours. This is Angela Howard and Henry Hegler, and the Hurricanes mean a lot to both of them. Their first date was on October 28th, 2025 at a Hurricanes game. 8 months later, they're engaged and celebrating Carolina's first Stanley Cup in 20 years. They say postponing their ceremony was a no-brainer and that tomorrow will be a full circle moment.
Both of our parents actually work in Lenovo, so when we were inside Lenovo watching Game 6 watch party, they texted us saying, hey, if we win tonight, the parade's going to be on Saturday, and we looked at each other like, we need to change the time of our wedding or we're not going to be able to go.
Hockey's kind of been like a core point of our relationship, just like something we've always done together. There's not really a reason that we wouldn't want to spend our special day out here with the team that we both love.
That is what you call true dedication. Howard was at the Canes' first Stanley Cup parade back in 2006, and now she will get to share that experience with her husband-to-be tomorrow. Only on WRAL, North Carolina lawmakers are weighing whether to reserve hundreds of millions of dollars for Major League Baseball. People familiar with the talks tell our NC Capitol team the funds would be designated for a stadium project that could support a bid for a big league club. They say the proposal could change or fall apart as budget negotiations continue. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred wants to select 2 new cities for expansion by 2029. Multiple billionaires have said they want to bring a team to Raleigh. Well, there are several Juneteenth celebrations taking place across the Triangle this weekend, Ken.
Yeah, it's time to take a look at WRAL's Out and About segment. Starting today in downtown Raleigh, there will be a celebration at Moore Square and the Marbles Kids Museum. The outdoor event will include local artists, story time, food, and a vendor market. Hopefully rain doesn't impact that. The outdoor portion is free, but tickets are required to get into the Marbles Kids Museum. The event will be from noon until 5 this afternoon.
Happening tomorrow in Durham, there will be a Juneteenth celebration at CCB Plaza. The event is being put on by a Spectacular magazine, and it'll include local performers, a health fair, and a kids zone. That'll be from 3 p.m. until 9. Then there will be Juneteenth events in Durham throughout the rest of June as well. And tomorrow at the NC State Fairgrounds, it is the Juneteenth Grand Cookout. That event will have live music and food and will feature Black-owned vendors. It'll be from 2 to 10 p.m. And for more weekend activities, you can visit WRAL.com and search Out and About. We finally have had a steady rain today, which is much needed for our area as we are in severe drought conditions. Let's get over to meteorologist Grant Skinner, who joins us in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And Grant, we have a combination of 2 systems that are bringing this rain.
That's right, a cold front to our north and west, and on top of that, we have the remnants of Arthur. Of course, Arthur formed offshore very briefly in the northwestern Gulf and then quickly moved inland, bringing some flooding rains to portions of the Houston area all the way into the central Gulf Coast and to the north and east. And this cold front is gradually swinging to the south and east. That's also helping to bring our rain chance for showers and storms today. The front will eventually push that area of low pressure, the remnants of Arthur offshore, and we'll see high pressure build in for the weekend. Elizabeth will talk more here in a bit about the pleasant conditions that we'll see behind that for the weekend. But you can see 2 swaths of storm reports from those systems moving through. The area of low pressure here with all those wind reports, a couple of tornado reports, of course, flooding issues there as well, and more storm reports to the north from the cold front, hail reports, tornado reports, and wind reports. And look at the swath of heavy rainfall from the area of low pressure, also from the front. The area of low pressure brought some significant rain, big flooding concerns at the central Gulf Coast. Fortunately, Elizabeth, just going to be some beneficial rain for us because we need a lot of it, and we're getting a good bit of that this morning.
You know, we are really lucky with this particular situation. Typically in the summertime, we get the thunderstorms, and they're usually pretty small, and they dump a lot of heavy rain really fast, and then they're gone. And it really doesn't help a drought very much. And this is not going to get us out of the drought, but we've had a lot of just widespread, steady rain last night and this morning. And it's because of a tropical system. And probably to get out of this drought, it's going to take a tropical system. And you know how tropical systems are. And this one in particular, this is the remnants of Arthur. Well, it caused a lot of flooding across parts of the deep south, and we're just fortunate that we're getting just the right amount of rain out of this system. It may be that we see tropical systems later on in the season that really help to chip away at the drought, but they can also cause flooding. So again, this is just a perfect setup for us. From Durham northward and westward, north and west of I-85, the rain is over. This is the back edge of it. Still raining in Wake County and then along and east of I-95, and that rain's coming down pretty heavily there in some places, especially around Rocky Mount, Wilson, Johnston County, Wayne County, and down to the south and east. But that's going to be the end of it. We take a look at Futurecast. Right now it is 8:20. This is maybe a little bit slow, but it shows the rain ending around lunchtime or so. So maybe it ends at around 11 or so. So it's not going to last a whole lot longer. We take a look at Franklinton, and it's still just coming down steadily. 72 the temperature, and our dew point is 70. So it's obviously moist outside with the rain. Our temperatures, highs in the upper upper 80s to around 90. And then we look ahead to tomorrow. It'll be nice and dry. The system will be long gone. We'll see some sunshine, especially in the afternoon. It'll be cool at the beginning of people arriving. I think if you don't get there by 9, you may not see any of it. It'll be in the mid 70s, and then during the parade, temperatures will climb from the mid 80s up to the upper 80s. By the time we get to Sunday for Father's Day, it'll be hotter at 95, and then we look past Father's Day and we get another chance for rain. So this is actually a pretty good looking 7-day forecast for us. Rain today, Monday, and Thursday. Coming up, I'll add it all up, the 3 days total, and let you know how much more is headed our way. Ken?
Excellent. Bring on that rain. Hey, here's what you can expect if you're heading out. We're taking a look at some of the major routes because you've got wet road conditions. Let's start with that southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road, the westbound lanes coming toward us this morning. People out there are taking it easy. Traffic is flowing at a nice, moderate, steady clip. Right now, you're just looking at a 1-minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. If you're navigating I-40 westbound through Wade Avenue, delay free as well. So let's hop over to the east of Raleigh, give you a live look at I-87 in Smithfield Road coming out of Knightdale this morning. These are the southbound lanes coming toward us, and you can see traffic has definitely picked up, but it's flowing at a nice steady clip, and we do like that. Just a 1-minute delay coming in from Knightdale, 2 minutes if you're coming in from Wake Forest, and similarly just 2 minutes if you're on I-40 eastbound if you're coming in from Durham, and no delays whatsoever coming in from Apex. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Time now is 8:23, just 2 wins away. UNC has made it to the finals in the Men's College World Series. A look at their matchup this weekend.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
It is 8:26. I'm Kirsten Clark. We are starting off our Friday on a very rainy note. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, who is tracking this rain.
And of course, it causes issues for the morning commute to have this kind of rain this time of day. But gosh, just glorious to have this steady to heavy rain across our area, and everybody's getting a good soaking. It won't get rid of the drought, but it definitely helps. Right now, most of the rain is from Raleigh eastward and along the I-95 corridor. It's really ended north and west of Durham, and it will continue to push out of here and be finished by lunchtime with a chance of an isolated shower later on. In Fayetteville, the rain's still coming down as we take a live look at Hay Street this morning. Our temperatures across the area are in the low 70s, and we'll climb into the upper 80s this afternoon. Walking the dog this evening, we'll still be in the mid 80s. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now, taking a look at one of our major routes and those wet road conditions that you're encountering as you get ready to head out. Here's I-40 Jones Sausage Road. These are the folks coming toward us out of the Garner-Johnston County area coming into Raleigh. No delays. Traffic has definitely picked up. No delays coming in from Knightdale or Wake Forest as well. I'll have another update on your morning commute at the bottom of the hour.
The person was sent to the hospital after an overnight shooting in Raleigh. It happened near Calvary Drive and North New Hope Road. And police say the victim is expected to be okay, but there is still no word on a possible suspect. Police say they don't believe there is any threat to the public. And the Carolina Hurricanes Championship Parade will be tomorrow in downtown Raleigh. Around 100,000 people are expected to be there. City officials say this will be the largest event in Raleigh's history and are preparing for extra security. That parade starts at 11 a.m. Coming up on Fox 50, a look at what you need to know if you're traveling into Raleigh tomorrow.
Today's a WRAL Weather Alert Day. We're seeing much needed steady rain across parts of the viewing area. I'll let you know when it moves out and how much we'll see total.
And speaking of that wet weather, rain on the roads. The WRAL Storm Tracker is out in Wake County this morning. A look at conditions you'll face during your morning commute.
And Cane's Parade Countdown. A huge crowd of Caniacs will gather in downtown Raleigh for tomorrow's championship parade. What organizers are asking you to consider as you make your travel plans. Ken, we're expecting at least 100,000 people.
I've never seen that many people in downtown Raleigh.
Oh, the excitement. I can feel it, though. Yes. I can feel it in the air. I'm Kirsten Clark. Thanks for joining us here at 8:30.
And I'm Ken Smith, and I know you might be wondering, is it going to be raining tomorrow? The good news is no, but we're getting the soaking rain that we need. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center tracking it all for us.
This is an unusual pattern for us. We have the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur that are helping to bring us us a steady rain instead of our normal summer thunderstorm pattern, which is where the rain comes in smaller batches and it tends to fall really fast. So this has been very beneficial, except for the fact that, of course, it's happening during the morning commute. Ken's coming up to talk a little bit more about how that may affect your commute. It's over now in Durham and north of I-85. Gradually, the back edge will continue to slide eastward and out of our viewing area over the next couple of hours. It's really over by the time we get to noon, and then maybe an isolated shower later on this evening. But there's still going to be periods of heavy to steady rain across the area, especially from Raleigh eastward for the next few hours, and that may create some issues on the roads and cause you a little extra time to get where you're going. This is a live look at Rocky Mount Mills, and the rain's coming down steadily here. Of course, our dew point is high at 70 because the rain's falling, and our temperatures are in the low 70s. We'll see drying out this afternoon and temperatures in the upper 80s. And then for tomorrow, we're all excited about the parade. I feel like almost everyone in the building is going to be there for our coverage tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. It will start on the cooler side. If you're going to be lining the parade route early, we're going to walk through the timeline of the temperatures coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, we're letting everyone know what to expect as they head out this morning because we have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roads. Let's check in with WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. And Kelsey, you've been on the road since 4:30 this morning. Right now, you're near the Wake-Durham County line. What are you seeing?
Ken, right now what we're noticing is quite a bit of ponding on these secondary roads. We're trying to make our way back to a main highway right now, but you can see here just in front of us how wet these roads are. So you want to be sure to give yourself some extra time because you're going to really want to slow down as you head out this morning. We even noticed some drivers, whenever the rain was really heavy about an hour ago, they had on their hazard lights. Of course, this is some much needed rain, so we're thankful for it, but it does make for a messy commute. So Ken, what can you tell people at home before they head out?
Yeah, it's so important to give yourself some extra time getting the house out a little earlier than usual. And once you're out on the road, just watch your spacing, watch your speed, all important so we can all get to our destination safely. So let's check out some of the other major routes in terms of these wet road conditions. Here's a look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. These are the westbound lanes coming toward us this morning, and I can tell you traffic is flowing at a nice steady clip there on that southern loop of the Beltline. No delays whatsoever, so that's really good news this time of the morning considering the wet weather. In the northern part of the Beltline is part of your commute this morning. Again, we're picking up just a 2-minute delay, and that's really not going to make you late whatsoever. To the east of Raleigh, here's a live look at I-87 at Smithfield Road. They're switching the camera around just a little bit just to give you a different vantage point, but really I can tell you it's all delay free there on I-87. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. We're following breaking news in Raleigh. A person was sent to the hospital after an overnight shooting there. You're looking at video from that scene on Capitol Boulevard at around midnight. This happened near Calvary Drive and North New Hope Road. Police say the victim is expected to be okay, and there is still no word on a possible suspect. Police say they don't believe there is any threat to the public. Well, several homes are damaged in Cumberland County after severe weather brought down trees. A large one came down on a house on Coley Road. And we also have reports of a tree on a home on Morganton Road. So far, we haven't heard of any injuries, thankfully. And we called the Fayetteville Fire Department to ask how many trees are down and if there has been any more damage. As of this morning, we have not yet heard back.
Well, tomorrow is the big day, the Carolina Hurricanes victory parade through downtown Raleigh. Boy, we want to give you a live look now at that situation. Oh, it's on this side. It's that look that we're showing you. You should start planning right now if you're getting ready to head that way. An estimated 100,000 people expected to be down there. Let's get right to WRAL's Monica Casey. She's live along the parade route. And Monica, the city wants fans to consider finding different ways to get downtown.
They do, and that's because some of these downtown streets are going to be closing at 3:30 in the morning tomorrow. So city leaders want to make sure you are planning ahead and thinking about other options besides just driving your car. Some of those might be taking a Go Raleigh bus, for example, or maybe renting an e-bike or scooter here in the downtown area. You do want to be aware, though, the city is activating geofencing, which is a no-ride zone around the parade route. So that means you can only get so close on those rental bikes and scooters. If you do drive, the city is offering free parking for fans at 5 city decks.
We're highly encouraging folks to either carpool, take public transit. It's going to be a lot of folks in the area, and folks just need to think about not only enjoying themselves at the event, but trying to make it easy on themselves getting into the event as well.
The parade begins at the intersection of Hillsborough and St. Mary's Streets, travels toward the State Capitol building, and then ends at Davie Street for a fan rally. We have a full breakdown of the parade route and the locations of those free city parking decks over on our website. Live in Raleigh, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
You see, with all that in mind, hundreds of police officers will be patrolling the downtown area during the parade and the fan rally. Mobile barriers and road closure signs will be in place all along that parade route. County, state, and federal agencies will all work together on this. They say it's similar to what they do for the state fair. The city and NHL are asking you to make sure to stay behind the barriers, keep a safe distance from floats and vehicles, know where first aid stations are and how to exit the crowd. It's also a good idea to have a backup plan to meet up with your group, since at large events like this, cell phone service can be a bit spotty.
And while many are preparing for the parade itself, businesses along the route are taking advantage of one of the busiest days of the year. Raleigh economy officials say the Canes' historic run is shedding a light on just how impactful investments into entertainment can be. And unlike planned yearly events, businesses have had to prepare for the crowds in just under 1 week. Sir Walter's Coffee is one of the only, if not the only, business that has 2 locations on the parade route. They tell us they're stocking up on products big time ahead of Saturday.
We've had a lot of groups already telling us that they're going to be coming in force, eating, gearing up, waiting for the parade to get to them. I hope we're ready. We're getting there.
Yeah, so they're expecting to sell thousands of specialty Canes drinks this weekend. And the Stanley Cup is still on the move before the parade, this time on the green. Canes players went golfing at Contentment Golf Club in Western North Carolina with the cup in tow. MVP Jordan Stahl was named an honorary member of the club, and the cup has been all over the place since it landed in Raleigh, including Glenwood South and North Hills. So you can count on WRAL for live team coverage of the Big Canes Parade tomorrow. We'll have more than a dozen crews in downtown Raleigh. You can see every single angle of the celebrations. Our coverage starts at 10:30 a.m. with the parade kicking off at 11. We'll carry the entire event live, including a fan rally in City Plaza. You can watch it all on WRAL, on air and online.
I want to get you caught up on the war on Iran. New this morning, Vice President J.D. Vance delaying his trip to Switzerland to lead a new round of negotiations with Iran over its nuclear program. The White House releasing a statement saying they were unable to finalize plans for Vance and his delegation. This setback comes days after President Trump signed an agreement with Iran. The agreement opens a 60-day window to negotiate a permanent understanding about Iran's nuclear program while getting traffic moving through the Strait of Hormuz. Well, the North Carolina Tar Heels are 2 wins away from the first Men's College World Series title in program history. How about that? They face the Oklahoma Sooners in Omaha this weekend. These 2 teams faced off against each other in the postseason last year. The Tar Heels won that matchup. Oklahoma has hit close to 100 home runs in the last month, but the Tar Heels are scoring well as well, averaging 8 runs per game. That ranks 6th in the country. Game 1 is Saturday at 8 o'clock. p.m. Game 2 is Sunday at 2:30 in the afternoon. And Game 3, if needed, will be Monday night at 7.
Let's go Tar Heels. Well, there are several celebrations happening today to mark Juneteenth. Juneteenth was the day enslaved people in Texas were officially freed. That's June 19th, 1865, more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Texas was the only state left not fully compliant with that order. Tomorrow, people are expected to gather at Dix Park for the Capital City Juneteenth celebration. People can bring lawn chairs and blankets and enjoy an afternoon of entertainment, food, and kids' activities. The city of Raleigh is expecting anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 people to attend. That celebration starts at 2 in the afternoon and lasts until 6, and our very own Ken Smith will be hosting the event. WRAL is the official media partner of the Capital City Juneteenth celebration. All right, now we'll move to Zebulon, also hosting a Juneteenth celebration. It's the Juneteenth Art Walk. That walk will be in downtown Zebulon. Local businesses will display work from almost a dozen different artists, and that event runs from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
What's up now, 8:40, coming up, rock ruling at Charlotte High School's Spirit Rock sparks a federal lawsuit. The message from student now costing the school system about $100,000.
Plus, up in smoke, legal cannabis will soon be a short trip over the Virginia border. What state leaders had to say about the potential for revenue loss here in North Carolina.
And we've had some very beneficial rain so far this morning, but there's the back edge of it. It is starting to move out rather quickly. I'll show you how much rain we've seen and when we have more chances in the next few days. 8:44, we've had a lot of rainfall during the morning commute, and as the commute is wrapping up, so is our rainfall. It's starting to gradually taper off and shift to the east. Not done completely yet. Still some rain from Raleigh to Sanford and Fayetteville, but along and east of I-95 is where it's headed at this point. Coming up, we're going to talk about how much we've seen so far and some more chances in the next 7 days. But watch that chance of rain really drop off by lunchtime, and we kept a small chance in for the evening commute, but the bulk of the rain will be over by lunchtime. Still gray skies, still rain falling here at RDU. It is messy out there. The temperatures are mild, mostly low 70s as you're heading out the door. It's been really messy for any outdoor exercise, so you may want to take it inside. But this afternoon, you may be able to get in some outdoor exercise. Temperatures 10 degrees cooler than yesterday in the upper 80s. It'll be a nice day for tomorrow's outdoor activities, lots of Juneteenth celebrations, and of course, the big Champions Parade. We're going to talk more about the temperatures for the parade coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, we're keeping an eye on all our major routes in terms of these wet road conditions. And here's a live look at I-87 at Smithfield Road. These are the southbound lanes coming toward us. Traffic has definitely picked up, moving at a nice steady clip. And as we stretch out the view of I-87, we're picking up just a 1-minute delay at this hour. Coming up, I'll take a look at some other major routes and let you know if I'm picking up any delays coming into Raleigh.
Virginia's governor is announcing she's reached a deal with lawmakers to establish a cannabis marketplace in the Commonwealth. We wondered how it will affect the conversation here in North Carolina. The compromise reached in Virginia would issue licenses to up to 350 businesses across the state to sell cannabis, adding 6% on top of existing sales tax to each sale. Buying or possessing cannabis in North Carolina is illegal. Governor Josh Stein tasked a cannabis advisory council to instruct lawmakers on the best course of action to regulate legal sales in the state. While the opinions in the General Assembly differ widely on what North Carolina should do on the issue, one lawmaker is concerned revenue will go over the border.
And so those estimations are, probably 10% of folks. And of course, people travel across North Carolina, across borders. And so we can anticipate that on a regular basis.
So where do we stand right now? North Carolina lawmakers are miles away from marijuana, and they're still discussing how to regulate the buying and selling of both kratom and hemp-derived products like gummies and drinks. The Senate bill now in committee would fine businesses who sell to anyone underage.
The Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District will have to pay almost $100,000 in a lawsuit over a Charlie Kirk comment on a school's Spirit Rock. It happened at Audrey Kell High School. Students painted "Live Like Kirk," then "Freedom 1776" on the rock. Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools originally said this was done without permission and was considered vandalism, but one of the students' parents filed a lawsuit claiming the district violated their daughter's constitutional rights.
Roads are back open this morning after a wildfire on Fort Bragg. These are pictures from one of our viewers. Parts of NC 690 were closed because of all that smoke from the wildfire. This is not too far from the Moore-Cumberland County line. We're still working to learn how big that wildfire is.
Oh, in the past couple of weeks, Kirsten, we've talked a lot about brush fires in our area. We asked the State Forest Service why the burn ban is not back in place. Rangers told us the high humidity is a big factor. We're seeing a dew on the ground in the overnight and morning hours. They also say the grass and trees are green, meaning they're more fire resistant. Now, if things started drying out and turning brown, it'll likely be a different story.
And several airlines are letting passengers change their flights for free because of severe weather. Take a look at all of that flooding there. The Gulf Coast and Southeast are feeling the impacts from Arthur even after it lost its strength. Meanwhile, severe thunderstorms affected portions of the Midwest. American Airlines, Delta, Southwest, and United are allowing people to rebook without fees for a limited time. Oh, Lonnie Hawkins making a surprise visit to WRAL, or should I say RAL?
Yeah, exactly. And Brazil fans are getting pumped up for their World Cup matchup today. Here's a look at what's trending. So let's start with actor and comedian Will Ferrell in the Triangle yesterday and making a stop here at WRAL. He showed up in character for his new Netflix series, The Hawk. He also held an event in Pinehurst at the World Golf Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so this is all for his Netflix series where he plays Lonnie the Hawk Hawkins. Man, he was something else, I'll say.
And that series drops, I think, July 16th.
That it does. Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching it.
It's going to be incredible.
All right, and Brazil fans are getting excited for the men's team match against Haiti today. They gathered outside the famous Rocky Steps yesterday outside the Philadelphia Museum of Art. You can see them crowded around the Rocky statue there, just so many people. And Brazil plays Haiti tonight at 8:30. You can watch on Fox 50. And taking a look at today's World Cup games coming up on Fox 50, the U.S. will take on Australia for a spot in the knockout round. That game starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Then Scotland will take on Morocco at 6 p.m. You can watch the 2026 FIFA World Cup on Fox 50 through July 19th. Okay?
Hi, Kirsten. We're here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, and we just showed that flooding, and mercifully, we're getting the rain that we need, but without the flooding.
Exactly. We felt so bad for everybody in the South because they already had flooding, and then the remnants of Arthur moved in on top of that late yesterday and last night. So it just continues there. We really got the lucky part of that storm, just enough rain. It's been nice and steady, good soaking rain. So that's why we had a WRAL weather alert day for those morning showers. And temperatures this afternoon are going to be pretty comfortable, 10 degrees below yesterday in the mid to upper 80s. And we'll begin to dry things out. We'll see bright skies for Saturday and Sunday. That means good weather for the parade. We're looking forward to the championship parade, I should say, for the Hurricanes on Saturday. A lot of us from WRAL will be down there covering the parade, and we hope that you'll watch it on WRAL. This low pressure system right here is the remnants of Arthur, and instead of getting flooding from this, we've just had a nice steady rain. Some of it's been heavy at times, but it's giving us almost the perfect dose of rain. In some places, we've seen as much as almost 3 inches, and probably an average across the area of somewhere between 1 and 3 inches. So perfect. It's been nice and steady for us. It's pretty much over from Durham northward. It's beginning to break up a little bit over Wake County, but it will continue for the next couple of hours along and east of I-95. So we're not quite done with it yet. You can see Futurecast moves it all off to the east, and it's out of here by lunchtime. And then we may end up seeing a few breaks in the clouds this afternoon. Here's a live look at Fenton and Cary. The rain is still coming down steadily. 71 is our dew point. Of course, that number is high because it's raining, so there is lots of moisture in the atmosphere. Temperatures walking out the door are in the low 70s and will climb into the upper 80s to around 90 for highs today. We did hit 99 yesterday, so we did in fact set a record high. Saturday should be a lot more comfortable. If you'll be out at the parade route early, which we highly recommend, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s. At parade time, low 80s, but then by the time all the festivities are over, we're probably in the upper 80s. Looking ahead to Sunday for Father's Day, it's also dry, but a little hotter at 95. And then after that, our next weather maker is a front that comes in on Monday. That one's likely to bring us some showers and thunderstorms. And so we have several days in our forecast with rain. Today, Monday, and possibly again Thursday. And I would say easily another inch to an inch and a half by the next 7 days or so. So that's going to be a good thing. Again, that chance for rain on Monday comes mid to late afternoon. After that, we're still pretty warm with highs in the 90s through much of next week. Kirsten?
Bring on the rain. Elizabeth, thank you. Before we go to break, here's a look at the winning lottery numbers. And we'll get another check on weather and traffic next.